Okay, today I'm going to be solving quadratic equations using the zero product property. So let's look at what the zero product property states. It says for every real number a and b, if a times b equals 0, then either a equals 0 or b equals 0, because only one of them needs to equal 0 in order for the product to equal 0. And we're going to apply this property to some quadratic equations in the form of a times b. Okay, so we have this example which we want to solve the equation, and we have two quantities being multiplied to each other, x plus 5 and 2x minus 6. According to the zero product property, either one of these quantities can be 0 for this whole entire product to equal 0. Because of that property, we can then split or separate these two quantities into their own separate equation like this. X plus 5 is equal to 0. That's a 5. Or 2x minus 6 equal to 0. So we could solve both of these equations separately to figure out what the value of x should be. So to solve this, we use inverse operations, and so plus 5, we subtract 5 to both sides. So we end up with x is equal to negative 5. So when x is equal to negative 5, this product equals 0. But we have two conditions. We can say, well, what if this is the one that equals to 0? So we're going to go ahead and solve for x in this equation. So again, we're going to cancel this constant by adding 6 to both sides. So if I add 6, I get 2x equals 6. And then divide by 2. So we get x is equal to 3. So these are the two values of x that makes this entire product equal to 0. We have x equals negative 5 and x equals 3. And in the book, the answers usually will be, they'll write the answers together as negative 5 comma 3. Please don't confuse this with an ordered pair. This is just saying that there are two x values. So it would be x equals negative 5 or x equals 3. So you could write it separately like I did here, or as the book writes it, it's x equals negative 5 comma 3. Here's another example of using the zero product property. And I want to use this example so that you know that the answers don't always have to come out to be integers. They can be in any form, from a fraction to a decimal to the whole numbers and the integers. So let's go ahead and use or apply the zero product property. So we have two quantities being multiplied, or a product here of two quantities that equals 0. So according to the property, either one of them could equal 0. So let's go ahead and split it into two equations. 6k plus 9 equals 0, and this 4k minus 11 equals 0. So let's go ahead and solve for k in this first one, 6k plus 9. So we're going to use the properties of equality here, or inverse operations, meaning I subtract 9 from both sides. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And here I'm canceling the constant, giving me 6k equals negative 9. And then we go ahead and divide by 6 to both sides. So we divide by 6, giving us k equals negative 9 over 6, which is an improper fraction that can be simplified or reduced by a factor of 3, giving us k is equal to negative 3 halves. So this is one of the solutions. Now over here, we have 4k minus 11 equals 0. Again, we're going to use the properties of equality, and we're going to add 11 to both sides, because whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. And we're trying to cancel out this negative or minus 11, so the inverse or the opposite will cancel it out, leaving us with 4k equals 11. And then divide by 4 to both sides, leaving us with k equals 11/4. And this one is another improper fraction, but it does not simplify or reduce, so this will be our final answer or solution. So we have 2. K equals -3/2, or k can equal 11/4, which will make this product equal to 0. Next, I will give you some examples for you to work out. Okay, so this is where you go ahead and try to work out these examples, but first pause the video, work them out. Then you can unpause and I will reveal the answers to you. Hopefully your answers will match the correct answers. So go ahead and pause the video now. All right, so did you get these as your answers? If so, you got it. Good job. If not, you need to inquire for some help, or go back and check your steps to see if you did every step correctly. But again, once again, good luck.